They let him walk. Just like that. Javon Holland, once the Dolphins' anchor in the back end, is gone. Packed up and headed to the Giants. And for what? $45 million. No Pro Bowls. 1 interception in 37 games. Yet somehow New York's all in. Maybe they see something Miami didn't. Or maybe they just need something to believe in. Either way, he's their gamble now. Funny thing is, this offseason didn't crack the team open like the last one did. It wasn't a free-for-all of departures. Not like when Christian Wilkins, Robert Hunt, and Andrew Van Ginkel disappeared one by one. This time, the leaks were quieter, more precise. But make no mistake, the holes are still there. And some feel like they're widening when no one's looking. Zach Wilson. That name alone pulls mixed reactions. A quarterback once destined to lead, now labeled as a backup. He's in Miami now. And while no one's pretending he's the savior, you can't help but wonder, what if? What if he finds his rhythm? What if the pressure fades, just enough for him to remember how to play free? Maybe he rides the bench, maybe he shines. But he's here. And that's a move that says the Dolphins are still willing to bet on upside, or at least on the idea of it. Then there's James Daniels. Strong, sharp, recovering. The Achilles injury lingers like a shadow, but the potential is still there. If he bounces back, if the line clicks with him in it, maybe, just maybe, this team stops feeling so fragile up front. Because let's be honest, relying on Liam Eichenberg to lock down that guard spot, that's not a plan. That's a placeholder. And placeholders don't hold when everything's on the line. But that's not the only position Miami's juggling. You can feel the uncertainty creeping in on the edge. Who's really stepping up opposite Jalen Ramsey? Cam Smith? That's a name we've heard over and over. But so far, all we've got is potential and pauses. And yeah, they signed Artie Burns. Depth experience. But is that really enough? Ramsey can't cover the whole field. Someone else has to step into the chaos and thrive. But who? And while everyone's watching the secondary, the defensive front is quietly preparing for a shift. Zach Sealer's still holding it down. Solid. Dependable. But beyond him, the picture gets blurry fast. Benito Jones is back, yes, but that's not solving anything. And if Calais Campbell doesn't return, things get complicated. That's not just talent walking out the door. That's leadership. That's presence. That's someone who showed up every single week, with impact. You don't replace that kind of guy with just another name off a spreadsheet. Emmanuel Ogbah? Maybe. But maybe not. His return would be nice, sure, but it doesn't tilt the field. This team needs someone who can shift the tone. Someone who can anchor chaos and still get to the quarterback. Carl Lawson? Charles Omenihu? Pieces, not solutions. The kind of guys you bring in to patch things, not fix them. Which is why the draft looms large now. The draft isn't just about building the future. Not for Miami. Not this year. This draft is about right now. Because with limited cap space and an offseason full of cautious spending, the Dolphins need immediate return on those rookie deals. At least 2, probably 3 rookies need to step in and deliver. Not in a few months. Right away. It starts in the trenches. Guard is glaring. Daniels is part of the fix, sure, but that other spot can't be left to Eichenberg. It just can't. Miami needs a draft pick to walk in and take that job like it belongs to him. Will Campbell, Armand Membu, Kelvin Banks, Tyler Booker, one of them better be there at 13. And if they are, you take him. No best player available nonsense. You take the guy who protects your quarterback and moves bodies. Period. Cornerback's not far behind. If Will Johnson slips, you think twice before passing him up. But if he doesn't, look deeper. Maxwell Hairston, Azar H. Thomas, Kobe Bryant. All names worth circling in the 2nd or 3rd round. But again, whoever comes in has to contribute. Right away. Because hoping Cam Smith finally clicks isn't a strategy, it's a wish. And don't sleep on the D-line. That group needs help. Urgently. Kenneth Grant, Walter Nolan, Joshua Farmer, Darius Alexander. Any one of them could be that spark. If they're within reach, move up. Don't hesitate. Because once Campbell's gone, and if Ogbah doesn't return, this line is light. Lighter than it should be for a team chasing something bigger than just another wild card spot. Everything now feels like it's balancing on the edge. Some moves hit, some miss. But none of it matters if the right players don't step up at the right time. The roster isn't broken. It's just incomplete. There's talent. There's potential. But potential doesn't win games. Execution does. Timing does. Hunger does. So what happens next? Does Greer pull off something unexpected again, like he did with Campbell last year? Does someone unexpected rise and take over a position we're all worried about? Or do the cracks deepen and start to show early in the season? Because make no mistake, this next draft, these next few decisions, they're not about building for 5 years down the line. They're about survival now. They're about answering questions no one wants to ask in Week 8. There's still time. There's still opportunity. But there's no room for comfort. Not anymore.